Hello guys, Fuzz here, and I'm quite excited at the minute because I've just been playing with the new Vive, which was delivered to me a couple of days ago. I didn't know what quite to expect from the latest virtual reality craze, but now that I've tried it, I'm very excited about it because it's a lot more fun than I was actually expecting, and the immersion factor of it is just amazing. So if you do get a chance to try out one of the new virtual reality headsets, the Vive or the Oculus Rift, then by all means you should do so. To be honest, I went for the Vive because of the room scale aspect, and I'm glad that I did. But I won't go too much into that now because this is Final Fantasy IX, that's what you're all here for. And we're going to crack on exactly where we left off in the previous episode. So once again, please do support me if you are enjoying this series by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. And once again, you can always find the saved games for this walkthrough on the FuzzfingerGaming website. So by all means, check that out if you want to make sure that you're tagging along around the same place with the same stuff that I have been doing here in this walkthrough. So we're leaving Madain Sari, which is pretty much where we recruited Iiko, and we're just going to be heading over to the next destination, which is known as the Iifa tree. Now to get there, we're going to head back to the mountain path. And we need to head west, of course, not east. And we're looking for the fork in the road, roughly near where we fought the boss that was around this place, Hilgigars, if you remember him. And this time we're going to exit to the world map by this direction. And the first thing we're going to want to do is begin by hunting down at this forest area for the next friendly creature, which is the nymph. So the nymph, once again, is going to be part of the side quest that we have been undertaking since disc 1. And if you've been following my walkthrough from the beginning, then hopefully you should be at the same place in this side quest that I am at, which is pretty good really because it's where we need to be at this point of the side quest. So hopefully we'll just encounter the nymph here. Okay, and I wasn't jabbing as I should have been there with the directional pad. Okay, so here we go. And I'm not totally convinced that the little taking steps instead of running works on the friendly creatures as it does with the ragtimer. It definitely does with the ragtimer, but I just couldn't seem to do it with this little nymph here. So she wants some ore, and the required amount this time is going to be 3. So there's 1. And there's 2, and we'll just choose number 3 here. Now remember, you do get a lot of AP reward from this side quest, so make sure you don't worry about the equipment you wear in the sense of its power. You don't need the power on these friendly creatures, of course, but make sure you throw equipment on your party that's going to teach them abilities. You're going to get 30 AP from this encounter, for example, and you don't want that to go to waste, even though I've done a bit of grinding, so most of my characters have learned all the abilities available to them, except for Iiko. So we'll learn some new stuff there, no doubt. And we get an emerald as well, which is very nice. So not a bad little expedition there for us. And we'll just make our way, if I can readjust the world map here, to our next destination, which is the Iifa tree. There's nothing else to do here, so that's pretty much it. We can go in when we're ready. Okay, so this is not Iifa, which is what I've been saying. It's Iifa or Iifa or something along those lines. Just another Final Fantasy word that I have no idea how to pronounce. But the strange thing is, there's mist here. So this place must really be the source of the mist. It looks like it could be. It's very misty, isn't it? Vivi just, you know, falling over again like he does. Oh, but what was that? Doesn't matter what we do here. Let's try a body slam. Charge! seemed the most Zidane-y type thing to do. So, we get a ruby. And now we can actually explore the area. There's nothing to do in this first section, so we can just head into the somewhat linear path that's ahead of us. I will mention a quick note about some of the monsters. There's a monster named the Stroper, or the Stropper, and you can actually kill that instantly with a soft item. And Draco zombies and normal zombies are undead, so you can damage them with cure spells. And more interestingly perhaps than even that, is you can kill them outright with the life spell or an elixir. But I wouldn't recommend wasting an elixir on them, even if it means you have to kill them normally. So we're just following the linear path until we reach a Moogle. And then we're going to save. So I'll just see who we get here, and then maybe demonstrate some of the tactics I just explained to you. And wow, that guy looks mean. So this is the Stroper, who, as I said, we can kill with just a soft. So we're going to go ahead. He's probably a bit of a stoner guy, isn't he? Bit of a stoner. So we'll throw this soft and see what happens. He became too soft to live, bless him. You see, that's why I told you to stock up on softs. Not only do they help with petrification, which the enemies here do tend to cast, but they make the battles a lot quicker as well. And we'll just keep following the path to the Moogle. So, no surprise here, we've got a bit of Mognet to catch up on, and we're going to give him a letter from Moglio. A kid named Vivi came to the Black Mage village, and his eyes were so sad, like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders. Kupo. I wanted to say good luck to him, but I couldn't. Kupo, I'm on your side, Vivi. Right, so there's nothing else to do with Mognet, but I will just double check. So once again, we just have to read the letter and get that message saying he wants mail. Yep. And now we're ready to move on, but I'm going to save, of course. Right, so we can see there's a weird circle thing on the floor. Our next point of interest, in fact, so we're going to approach that. Okay, and off we go. Incidentally, that ruby we picked up at the start is a pretty good accessory in terms of the abilities it has for Iiko, so just bear that in mind. If she's not learning anything else at that point from the accessory slot, you will probably want to throw it on her. Right, so let's do the sedan thing and try standing on this strange obstacle. Down he goes. And back again. It just seems to be Sedan's character to do the brash thing, doesn't it? Okay, so this is a linear screen as well. We're just going to follow it all the way to the next screen. And here we're just going to go past that for a moment and head here for a field icon. And if we push it, we'll get a chest of some kind. A chest containing nothing other than a phoenix down, which we can't carry, but it's there if you want it. Then a high potion, which also we cannot carry. I need to leave space, don't I, so that we can actually get these items. And the enemies here are just massive, aren't they? So this is a Draco zombie. So we're going to go ahead and cast life on this fellow. And get ready to cast it again in case it misses. It didn't. So the enemies are big, and they actually are quite hard to defeat if you're under-leveled and don't use those little tricks that I've taught you. But then with those tricks, they just become an absolute joke, in all honesty. Right, high potion. Let's just cast one of those onto Dagger here so that we can loot the other. Pick that up. And then we can continue down into the next screen. And fight the fight. I actually got one shot by a death spell in that last battle, so I was able to head back and pick that phoenix down up. Anyway, around here we should find something sticking out, so we shall go ahead and push it, which will give us another chest. But that chest is actually found on the previous screen, believe it or not. So a bit of a trick from the game being played on us there, I think. And it contains a healing rod. Right, and now back on the original screen that we just left, there should be a hidden item around here. A hidden item containing an Iifa, and then a couple of chests that we need to grab. A Lamia's flute. Is that the flute that Aiko's using? No? No? Ooh. Something new there that's of no use to us whatsoever. But hey, it's there to grab, so may as well grab it. And then a remedy, which of course we can't grab. And when you have all the goodies, we can exit to the bottom of the screen. Right, so now we've got a scene. And it's all looking very scary around here, isn't it? And we're moving. Yeah, because that made sense. Thanks for that, Mog. And now we get placed into a forced fight with these zombie fellas here. So I recommend just taking them down. You can use life, don't forget, in order to one-shot them. So they shouldn't be too difficult. Although they can one-shot you also with the death spell. So just bear that in mind. It's not a spell actually, I think it's just part of their attack. But hey, there you go. But if they don't get a chance to attack like they didn't with us there, then they are a bit of a joke. And we will have another battle in a moment, so just be ready for that one. And we get our next forced battle, this time against a Draco zombie. But of course the same tactic applies. Cast a life spell on it, it doesn't like it, and the battle is over. Oh dear, wrong character. By the way, you don't want to have your characters having levels, multiples of 5 for the next upcoming boss battle. So, fortunately, it looks at the moment like I have, and hopefully we won't level by killing this guy. But, if you have one, then you can get away with it, but if you have any more than that, then you definitely want to do a little bit of levelling to get out of that level 5 range. Okay, so it looks like we should be good for a while anyway. Right, so now that we've got control, there's a couple of items that we can go ahead and pinch. There's a chest here with an elixir, and there's also a hidden item . Ah, okay. I've actually missed the item I was intending to grab, which is really frustrating. But, oh no, looks like I can go ahead and grab it still. That was lucky. I thought I'd actually missed that, then I was going to have to load back up my save game. Okay, so to proceed with the story, you go over here, and the hidden item I was after was the Brigandine, which we've just looted, and we do want to go ahead and equip that on Zidane. Where is it? There it is. Gives him the ability up, which I guess we can go ahead and throw on him. I do want to keep the MP attack on there. It is a nice little thing that we've got going on. But also, I want to keep everything else as well. So, we'll leave the ability up for the time being. And we'll go ahead and see what's going on with poor Dagger. And here comes the fella that we need to take out. Right, so we're about to engage this fellow in battle, and as I mentioned before, hopefully you've prepared by not being level 5 with any of your characters, or multiples of 5. I mean, level 5 would be a little bit low really, wouldn't it? Plus you'd still have to face the death spell. So, as far as stealing goes, this guy has 3 items: the Oak Staff, Magician's Cloak and the Brigandine, all of which we should have in our possession by now, but you might want to go ahead and steal the second Brigandine anyway. But the other 2 items you don't need to concern yourself with. Do not attack this guy with fire. He's actually weak to fire, which is annoying, but it causes him to retaliate with all sorts of bad stuff. So we're going to want to begin by getting Sleep and Slow on this guy, and Blind. And we're going to get Zidane Stealing. And for now we're just going to get Iifa on the defensive side of things. So that was the sleep spell, which missed, unfortunately. Once you've got everything you want from this guy, by the way, you can just go ahead and basically cast life on it to kill it. Right, we've got blind on, so we'll just go ahead and defend. And steal with Zidane, of course. And that's pretty much it. We're just going to get sleep and slow inflicted by Vivi here. I don't know why. Who we are? Alright. And just make sure your other characters heal as and where is necessary. And I've just stolen all the items, which took a lot of time actually. A lot of time. But with that done, we can basically start throwing life spells on this fella. And boo-hoo, Vivi's about to die, which is a little bit annoying. So he won't be getting any rewards from the battle because I just cast a life spell. Oh no, it missed. It missed. That's alright. And that should be battle over. Yep. So, the good thing is you can end this battle whenever you want. If you do want to have some more of a challenge for that fight, and it can be a challenge, don't get me wrong, then you'll want to stick with Cura spells and Bio spells. But again, you do want to avoid using fire at all costs. Now it's time to get the heck out of here. And so by taking out that boss, we've managed to clear off the mist. And hopefully baited out Kuja. At least that's the plan. Okay, so we've got our next destination, and once again it isn't quite to do with Kuja. It's a bit of a detour. We're going to go and help Iiko recover a thief from her own village in Maydane. Sorry, so we're going to head over there now before we finish off. And here we are. So just head back through the mountain path and cross the large tree bridge thingy, the same way that we came when we left Maiden Sari the previous time at the start of this episode. So just follow your tracks back, and we need to continue on with the story by heading back into here, which we'll do next time, so please do come back and join me for that. Once again, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. I've been your host, Fuzzfinger. I hope this has been helpful and enjoyable for you, and I'll see you soon, guys, for more Final Fantasy IX. Bye for now.